Sorry, the camera has me looking over obliquely off the angle. Um, I just wanted to cover one thing today. I think we should redesign our entire political system based on the following: contract law. What I mean by that is when you run for Congress, you have a list, let's say 20, 30, 40 things that you are going to vote for or vote against, but normally vote for. You can't really have a contract of a negative, what I'm not going to do. But you can have a contract that says, these are the things I'm going to vote for, and I promise to vote for them. Now, if you don't fulfill the contract, then your grade comes in as you're voting, and if you don't, then you're replaced by the next guy in line. And so that you go through the list of all of the things that you promised you're going to vote for, that you're going to legislate while you're in Congress. And if you don't do it, to a certain extent, at one point or another, either early in the process when you're reneging on every possible thing you agreed to, which is usually what they do, including Trump, including Obama, including sleepy Joe Biden, including all the liars we've had since probably Eisenhower, promising to do stuff and then getting into office and not doing it. And the way you do that is say, okay, I will vote for this, I will vote yes for this, I will vote no for that, in a whole list. And based on your performance, you're either kept on or you're not. And if you're not kept on, you have no legal right to run again. If you're proven at one time to be less than honest, don't fulfill your promises without some kind of, what is that called? Not caveat, there's a term, not a fiat. Anyway, that's the idea, is run it contract style so that everything is run like a business, that or run like an obligation between two businesses. The businesses that you represent are the representative of the people, and the people are going into business with you. They're hiring you to do a job. And you say, yes, these are what I'll do is I'll force insurance company to be nonprofit oriented and not be put on the stock market and not be giving out exorbitant, is that the term? Exorbitant salaries to people for the fact that they cut people's benefits out of insurance, or they deny people's claims. And every part of industry can be looked at that way and can be legislated and changed so that they function properly as they should function. So that insurance is there for insuring people, not to make bankers and investors richer and to peel money off out of the system to pay for higher executive salaries, etc., but to insure people, not to deny them claims, which is exactly what insurance companies are now. That's how they make their profit. And also for all others functions. If we had a system like that, a contract-based government, I believe it would work. It certainly worked better than what we've got now, which was a bunch of liars. I think Wales, the country, or the nation of Wales, I think it's still part of the UK, part of the United Kingdom, but they have just written a law, I don't know if it's approved or not, saying that they require their politicians not to lie. I don't know how they're going to do that, if they're going to prove that they lied and etc. But it's a good start. But I think above and beyond lying is the idea of, you make a political promise, I'm not going to vote for this, I'm not going to vote for the war in Iraq, I'm not going to vote for the war in Vietnam, I'm going to vote against this, I'm going to vote against that. Allowing child pornography in schools, or child sex-oriented stories in schools, sexual preference stories in schools for little kids, that kind of stuff. I'm going to vote against that, et cetera, so that we get a clear idea of what's going on. And also, if there are new laws that are proposed or come up during the legislative session, that they are put out, and then the representative widely notifies everyone who is a constituent of his how he's going to vote on it, and then he promises to vote that way. And then if he doesn't vote that way, he's in violation of his contract, he's terminated, and somebody else is brought on to do the job. I think it's a great idea. I know it's a little complicated. I know there are some pitfalls here and there, but I think they can be ironed out. But I think that entire approach would be a lot better than what we have now, because if you don't know, we are basically, our foreign policy is governed by the state of Israel and whatever they want, and whatever our oligarchs here want, whether they're Jewish oligarchs or Zionist oligarchs or both. And so we're basically went into debt by almost $40 trillion now, to help the Israelis feel that they can bring people in there from all over the world who aren't quite making it in their own countries, and because they have Jewish heritage, they can come into that country and be given a free home, free health care, free everything, because they claim to have some kind of ancient right of return, as it were. Nice job. Nobody else has that. Anyway, just a thought. Contract Congress, using American contract law, which is probably more to do with the success of the United States and its capitalist system than anything else, has been its contract law and obedience to that law and enforcement of that law. Anyway, that's it for now.